What's up guys, Roll here, Tag, and we spent some quality time with one of the three brand new entry of Redmi to the mid-range device segment, the Redmi Note 12 Pro Plus 5G. It has a whopping 200 megapixel camera, a 5000 mAh battery capacity, all packed in an affordable price point. But the question is, can the Redmi Note 12 Pro Plus be your next smartphone? Let's all find out in this review. From the get-go, the device looks polished from the outside. We are digging the slightly minimalist approach to design by Redmi, especially on this white colorway that we have. Checking out the back panel, here you will find the triple rear camera sensor alongside with dual LED flash. The camera module has a slight protrusion, making it wobble when laid on a flat surface, though the wobble can be reduced when you slap on a case on this device. Moving on, the frame of the Redmi Note 12 Pro Plus 5G is made out of a plastic, which is concealed by this aluminum paint. The back panel, on the other hand, is made out of a regular glass material, and up front, protecting that 6.67-inch OLED display is a Corning Gorilla Glass 5 material. Up top of the display, we do have the cutout for the selfie camera and the earpiece. For buttons and ports, down at the bottom, we do have a SIM card tray with no expandable storage, primary microphone, speaker grills, and the USB Type-C port. We do have the volume rocker as well as the sleep wake button that doubles as a fingerprint scanner. On the right, nothing can be found on the left, while we do have the secondary speaker, ambient light sensor, secondary microphone, and headphone jack at the top. The design of the Redmi Note 12 Pro 5G looks somewhat premium, and the thickness of this device is 8.9mm, which might be a little bulky to some, but it does feel rigid and sturdy in the hands, which we think is a nice trade-off. And also, I almost forgot that this device is IP53 dust and splash resistant. Moving on to the display, we do have a sizable 6.67-inch Full HD Plus Flow AMOLED display with a resolution of 2400 by 1080, capable of producing 395 ppi. The display does support 120Hz refresh rate, and overall, no complaints on the display quality here. It's what you would expect on an AMOLED panel: punchy colors, deep blacks, and produces sharp text and images. It is also very legible when using in broad daylight, as it can go from 500 nits on a typical use and can go as high as 900 nits. The display also does support HDR10+ as well as Dolby Vision, making your multimedia experience as immersive as possible. We do want to commend Redmi, as the bezels on the Redmi Note 12 Pro Plus 5G looks proportioned on all sides. Yeah, the chin is a little bit thicker than the bezel up top, but hey, we do appreciate the effort on making the display of the Redmi Note 12 Pro Plus 5G clean. Moving on to the speaker quality, the Note 12 Pro Plus 5G does have a dual speaker setup that sounds decent. No bass here though, but is enough for casually listening to music while you're at the shower or let's say cleaning your house. But for watching movies, we do recommend you take advantage of the headphone jack that this device has, or just pair it up with your favorite TWS. Now, checking out the cameras on this device, it comes equipped with a 200 megapixel wide camera with an aperture of 1.7, an 8 megapixel 120-degree ultra-wide camera with an aperture of 2.2, and a 2 megapixel macro lens with an aperture of 2.4. Up front, we do have a 16 megapixel selfie shooter. Photos come out decent, colors can be a little bit too washed out, depending on the lighting conditions. Of course, the less light source you have, the more pixelated image you get. HDR is observed on photos taken outdoors, colors are accurate, and is enough for social media postings. Checking out that 200 megapixel sensor, well, it's cool to have that capability on a mid-ranger device, but hey, the quality isn't that night and day difference between the normal mode, and I don't want to burst your bubble here, but there's only like a tiny bit notable additional detail when you use this 200 megapixel sensor. Night mode, on the other hand, works as intended. Brightens up the space even in pitch black scenarios, though again, don't expect to have the best resolution here. Portrait mode, on the other hand, can be a hit or a miss. There are times where the Note 12 Pro Plus 5G failed to recognize the depth of the subject we are taking photo of, and even if it did detect the subject, it didn't produce the right depth, and it is having a hard time on determining the edge of the subject. Macro image are okay, nothing spectacular about it. color reproduction are good, details are present. Selfies, on the other hand, looks great. The beautification software on this device is top-notch in a way as it conceals the imperfections on someone else's face, not by blurring it or plainly smoothing it out, but using AI, and it works like a patch tool if you are familiar with that on Photoshop. Pretty cool. If there's one thing we didn't like about this device's camera, that would probably be the macro lens. Yeah, it is cool to have that, but I'd rather have an actual telephoto camera rather than just cropping it through the main camera. But again, that's just us. For performance, the Redmi Note 12 Pro Plus 5G is rocking a MediaTek Dimensity 1080 with a Mali G68MC4 GPU. It does have 8 gigs of RAM and 256 gigs of internal storage as a standard. I am surprised actually when I use the Redmi Note 12 Pro Plus 5G as my daily driver for a week, as it runs butter's from browsing the web and my social media to doing quick IG stories. It can also handle basic to graphically intensive games such as Asphalt 9, Call of Duty, Genshin Impact, and even Mobile Legends. We do recommend, however, to put out the graphic settings to medium as it's much more ideal for this device. You can still opt to go for the maximum graphics settings, but you will experience frame drops and it can feel a little warm to the touch, but there's nothing to worry about as it is completely normal considering that this is a mid-range device. We did run the Redmi Note 12 Pro Plus 5G in our usual benchmarking apps, and here are the results that we got. Overall, the Redmi Note 12 Pro Plus 5G can handle almost everything we throw at it, from doing basic tasks to multitasking and playing graphically intensive games. Again, just don't max out the graphic settings on your games. Running on the Redmi Note 12 Pro Plus 5G is Android 12 skinned with MIUI 14.0.6. The overall look is pretty clean, and if you happen to use Xiaomi before, you will feel at home with the Redmi Note 12 Pro Plus 5G. There are a few bloatwares and some pre-installed apps here and there, but you can have it easily uninstalled. Aside from the usual Google Suite apps, we do also have the UI's own set of tools like security, tips, Mi Video, and Xiaomi Community, just to name a few. Juicing of the Redmi Note 12 Pro Plus 5G is a 5000 mAh capacity with support for 120-watt wired fast charging. On a regular use, which includes browsing the web through Wi-Fi and periodic use of mobile data, occasional gaming, and social media, we have 32% remaining battery at the end of the day. We run it through our usual PC Marks battery test and proprietary video loop test, and here are the results that we got. With all things considered, we cannot say that the battery life on this device is rock solid. It is decent in a way that if you are a power user, you will find yourself charging this device a little more often, which we think is okay considering that it would support for 120-watt wired fast charging. Now to conclude this review of the Redmi Note 12 Pro Plus 5G, this device is a decent mid-ranger. It has decent performance in cameras, a okay battery life, and a nice display. We cannot really think of something to nitpick on this device aside from the fact that we would want to have a telephone lens instead of a macro sensor that we have, but that's just us nitpicking. As for the price, the Redmi Note 12 Pro Plus 5G is priced at 21,999 pesos, and with that, we can give this device a recommendation score of 7 out of 10. Now, how about you? What do you guys think about the Redmi Note 12 Pro Plus 5G? Do let us know in the comment section below, and if you find this video helpful, be sure to drop a like, subscribe to our channel for more content, hit that bell icon so don't miss any future uploads, and don't forget to follow us on Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, and Twitter, and visit youtube.com for the latest tech news and reviews. Once again, this has been Aurel, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.